What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be breaking down why Tusk has a 44.39% win rate. This is one of the heroes that I'm very interested in this patch. Even though his win rate is not very good right now, I do think the hero has an absolute fuck ton of potential, especially with the Aghanim Scepter. If you know how to play Tusk, especially with the Aghanim Scepter, you're going to be getting so much value from this hero. Like, honestly, being able to relocate a hero to a pretty long distance, like, honestly, that kick goes a mile away and it could literally change the tides of a team fight. Because if there's an enemy hero that just can't close the gap, it's not one of the spirits, and it can't get into the team fight as quickly, and you kick them pretty much half across the map, it feels really bad for the enemy team to lose one of their heroes or maybe one of their cores. So playing Tusk right now does feel really good if you are good at playing with the Blink Aghanim Scepter build. If you're not, then you definitely have to play him core with items like Echo Saber, Desolator, Assault Cuirass, MKB, and you kind of go for like the one punch build type style. It's not as good as it was before, but I think it still is pretty decent, especially with the fast set tag team, which gives you the AoE aura in a 350 radius. It gives you that bonus damage, and at max level it's 95 bonus damage, which is pretty good. So you're going to be doing a lot more physical damage coming out of that. So if you pair that up with an item like Desolator, and maybe one of your teammates can throw a Solar Crest on you, and maybe there's a little bit more minus armor with heroes like Slardar, you can definitely have a lot more burst potential with playing this hero from the mid lane or as an offlaner. I typically prefer playing Tusk from the mid lane, very situational, because the hero can definitely get shit on. You do need to know your matchups, which I will be breaking down later in this video, but overall the hero just doesn't farm well. Tusk is the type of hero that needs to be playing active constantly. This is not the type of hero you want to sit back and jungle with. Now sure, you can clear creep waves pretty decently with ice shards and snowball, but it's just costing you so much mana that most of the time it's not even worth it. So you need to be spamming clarities or having your bottle charges pretty much permanently, because the hero does consume quite a bit of mana if you are farming. But most of the time you want to be playing Tusk in an active lineup. This is the type of hero where you just want to constantly make plays with your supports, and from the mid lane you're going to have those levels and that extra farm for you to be able to go for these plays. Playing with the Aghanim Scepter build from the mid lane helps your team quite a bit, and one of the combos that is really nice, even though Bloodseeker is in a really shitty spot in the meta, if you guys are playing Tusk Bloodseeker with the Aghanim Scepter and they get ruptured and you kick them half across the map, like most of the time those targets will actually die, especially if they're half HP, they're pretty much guaranteed to die. It's a really solid combo to play. I know in pubs the team coordination is pretty much non-existent most of the time, but you can definitely make it happen. It's a very fun combo to actually play. It does feel really nice. It's just Bloodseeker is not a very strong hero in the meta, but if there's somebody who you know and you're playing with likes to play Bloodseeker, then you can definitely pull off this combo and get a lot of impact out of Tusk. And just overall making space, he's one of the funnest mid laners to actually play. Mostly a lot of players tend to play him from the off lane or as support. I'm typically just a mid lane player, so I enjoy playing Tusk from the mid lane, and most players don't actually expect you to pick Tusk from the mid lane, so it gives you a little bit of an upper hand because they don't really expect the pick, and you can kind of pick it early on, especially if you see a draft with heroes like Dark Willow or Grimstroke. These heroes are going to help you be a lot more aggressive in the early game. They're going to help you set up a lot more kills, so consider that. Don't play with very passive supports, heroes that just want to stay and kind of like protect their towers or protect their cores. So don't be playing it in lineups like that where your team is going to be super passive, because you're not going to get the most out of the hero. From the mid lane you can be that initiator. Let's say you guys have a non-traditional offlaner that doesn't like to build Blink Dagger and doesn't initiate. You can be the initiator from the mid lane with Tusk. All you do is buy a Blink Dagger and an Aghanim Scepter, and you're gonna be doing very well. The hero just does so much for his team, and one of the best parts is that Aghanim Scepter. It is really strong. It's just not an easy spell to actually play with, because the key is you blink onto them, you kick them, and you instantly snowball into that target, and that will actually get you out of bad positioning. But you have to be quite quick with your fingers. It's not something you can take your time with, so it's something that does require quite a bit of finesse and practice, but once you get it down, it does feel really insane to kick people into your fountain and really get these really good high ground defenses thanks to a hero like Tusk. So he is really strong at defending the high ground with this build as well. And your innate ability is Bitter Chill, which reduces attack speed to all enemies in a 350 AoE, which is pretty decent when you're playing against a lot of agility cores that have high attack speed. This is going to be pretty decent. It is going to help you out. Now let's break down some of the best and worst matchups for Tusk. So some of the good ones are Legion Commander, Invoker, Abaddon, Bloodseeker. You are really good against the Bloodseeker and Invoker especially. Invoker, even though he's universal, he's a lot more tankier now. Tusk has always been a traditional counter to the hero. You just do too much physical damage for Invoker to actually handle, and Invoker is not the type of hero that likes to build any armor items, maybe one here and there, but Invoker is just not the type of hero to be building a lot of armor items, and this helps you a lot. And with Legion Commander, if you are playing support Tusk or even mid lane Tusk, you're able to save your allies from the duel by holding them inside the snowball, which is really crucial. That could be the difference of a snowballing Legion Commander or the fact that you are saving your team constantly from the duel. So make sure you guys are playing around that and make sure you have snowball off cooldown, especially when you're facing up against a Legion Commander. Now, some of the bad matchups are Puck, Templar Assassin, Death Prophet, Bat Rider. Bat Rider, this meta is super strong, so I would not recommend playing this matchup pretty much in any of the side lanes or even in the mid lane. It's just a very brutal matchup that you guys do not want to go up against. Templar Assassin could just pretty much shield all your damage, so it's just not worth it. You don't do nearly enough, and you don't do a whole lot of damage over time, so you're not going to be able to break through that barrier very easily, so it's a very rough matchup. Death Prophet could just stay in the lane and you don't do enough damage to her. She's just going to Spirit Siphon you, and it's just overall not a good lane. Same with Huskar and Viper. Heroes of this nature are just going to shit on you, but just focus on the good matchups and you're going to be doing well off, and focus on the backline. Most of the squishy supports are your bread and butter. You're going to be able to get rid of them nice and quick in the fight, especially if you're going for the Desolator Echo Saber build. You're going to be able to get in and get out quite quickly, and you're going to be able to burst these targets nice and quickly. And getting rid of supports this patch honestly feels better than ever, because supports are so crucial right now with their really strong facets. It does feel incredible for you to get rid of a support quite quickly. It can be the difference of you guys winning the fight or actually losing the fight. I definitely want you guys to ignore the win rate number and focus on actually playing Tusk, because the hero is quite strong. So don't sleep on the hero. Just because he has a 44% win rate doesn't mean the hero is garbage. I think most of the time the hero's just being played incorrectly, and a lot of players aren't good enough to be playing the Aghanim Scepter route, which I think is the best way to play the hero right now, is more of this initiator setup type style. I think that's the best way to play Tusk right now. But if you guys are Tusk spammers in the comments, any of you Grandmaster Tusk players, let me know in the comment section below if you guys prefer the physical Tusk build with the Desolator, the Echo Saber, Monkey King Bar, Assault Cuirass, or if you guys would prefer the Aghanim Scepter build with Octarine, which is really strong. I would definitely like to know your opinions in the comments below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. A like would be much appreciated. Leave a comment down below, and consider subscribing and joining the Dota Chronicles community. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.